Good morning, Divine Feminines. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I haven't done a reading in a couple days, and I'm interested to see what the energies are. So let's get an animal signifier for both of us, and in between energies. You have Hawk, let Spirit be your guide. He has Groundhog, time to let go. It's interesting because I did see the morning card in the color cards. Mauve. He's kind of guarding his heart here. So he has 31 and you have 32. In between is bring a gentle touch, and then we have once again Bat Spirit. So transformations going on here. Seems like more with the masculine. You seem to be in a lovely energy of trust with Spirit. Okay, so you have courage. You are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. He has compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. In between, we have expansion. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. And then we have dance on the bottom of the deck. So that's literally just a literal card about dancing, moving your body through space. And let's get a Twin Flame Oracle card. You have 2-2 Spiritual Awakening, Shift or Be Shifted. He has 10-10, Practice Self-Love, Nurture the Inner Child. 4-4, Holy Grail, Receive the Gift. So a couple that we've got a lot lately. 3-3, Soulmate, Clearing Core Wounds. Interesting. So that could be the end of a karmic cycle. So these are interesting energies. I feel like his energy is directed inward. And where yours may be more starting to direct outward. Let's see what we get here. Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Tower, Knight of Cups. Interesting. He may just plop back into your life out of nowhere with some very interesting news that may shake things up. We have Page of Cups, Five of Swords. I kind of want to ask, like, what are his end-up feelings when he sees you, when he thinks of you? Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Star. Seems to be coming out of some stuck energy. But we have the World. They're playing that Aladdin song. Whole new world in my head. Spirit, I'd like some new energy, new insight, new information. What is the masculine feeling? How does he feel about the feminine right now? Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Four of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Man, we had, I think, that exact card recently in that position. I don't feel like this is new information, but so we have 884410. Oh man, divine masculine. It's just holding back so much. So he is coming to some awareness that, is this a 4 or it's a 3? There's a lot of healing work for him to do around his thoughts. And I think maybe you said this to him, and I feel like you're moving on. You moved on with your energy. Because he sees you right now as kind of out of reach. Huh. I feel like he does not see you coming in his direction. And if you were to come in your direction, there would be, look at that, world again. There would be a lot of, I don't think anger is the right word. Oh, a lot you'd have to say to him that may not be from your like highest self, exalted self. I feel like he's worried that you would have some words for him that, oh wow, interesting, wow. I don't know, I feel like he's been hearing your thoughts. Look, speaking truth. You got the broken heart card on the bottom of the deck in reverse. Under that is the kind of my Jesus card. Oh man, this masculine is tired. Healer of the ages. And happy family under that. You have a bunch of cards of like happy family scenarios. So the way that these cards are coming across is that he feels you don't really want interaction with him currently. And he kind of fears interaction with you. I really feel like he's putting the ball in your court. And that if it needs to happen, it will be your courage that kind of makes it happen. What is going on in my hand? Feels like there's a lot of really stuck energy. These 6 cards here in the middle, not so much these, but they're kind of what changes things. But this right here is telling me a story of no movement. Not even no movement, it's like no possibility of movement because of the fear. You see how this guy has a sword and she has a sword, and you guys have a defensive kind of stance towards each other for some reason. It's funny that the truck starts making the backing up noises, right? Almost to the point where you guys like are looking at each other and then backing up because there's a lack of trust here. Now, he's recognizing that comes from his end. But when you lack trust, it's not like the other person can compensate enough to make up for it, right? So no matter what you do, you're not seeing things clearly. You're seeing things like through kind of a veil of hurt and trauma and pain, and you're not seeing clearly at all, right? That's what this Eight of Swords is telling us. It's also giving, the moon energy is really giving it to me too. Along with the Four of Swords and the Ten of Swords. There's a lot of swords here. 7, 8, 4, 10, Queen. Things are not, you know, and these are, okay, so like I always say, I hate when readers, you know, make suits out to be bad or good. We have to have thoughts. Well, they want me to revise that statement. We have thoughts. A lot of people, a lot of times, our thoughts kind of run us. We pick up on collective energy of fears. We allow like the collective energy to kind of program us, especially, you know, the collective energy that we consider very important people in our lives, people around us, our family, our worker, or, you know, our co-workers, our friends, people in organizations, or like our church or something like that. These all influence us a lot. I feel like he's trying to rebirth himself out of this energy he's been stuck in, especially around learning to love himself. You know, we have some pretty high level spiritual cards here where it's like his inner child and his spiritual self are talking to him about the truth of what's in his actual heart, right? So you can go through a lot of pain in your life, but the truth is, in your heart and in your inner child, in the way that you're connected to the divine, when you access that, you can always, like, they're showing me this, which is so interesting because I haven't looked at it in so long. You always have that, like, this is a golden healer heart. You always have that energy of hope, of love, of understanding that you're this divine energy in this body. And this is for some reason, this is, you know, we have the horses and the unicorns here, where it's giving him a lot of hope. And part of the hope that it's kind of giving him is that he has this telepathic connection to you that somehow he's able to validate. Something in him is validating that the things that he hears from inside, oh, we have a sneaker card, are true or accurate or real, like where he may have considered, and I remember like being really young and hearing other people's thoughts and not realizing that was actually, because I was not raised in a house where there was any occult anything, right? There wasn't an internet, there wasn't any talk about the occult. I didn't know anything about psychic powers. but I definitely could hear other people's thoughts, and I thought I was making them up all the time. I thought everybody did that, and I never really talked to anybody about it until, you know, I got older and I learned what was going on. It took me a really long time. I think there were times when I surprised people because, well, there have been many times in my life where I surprised people because I would respond in a way like what they were telling me telepathically was part of the conversation, right? So, I know it sounds strange even now to talk about it, but I think he's figuring out that one of the ways that I'm using the word charmed, but like, he may have had a very hard life, but part of the charm that he has brought to life and part of his life being charmed was this extrasensory perception that he could use. And it may not be telepathy per se, it may be claircognizance or empathy or many other things. However, you know, I find that they all kind of overlap usually anyway, but that's just my process of becoming more sensitive. You know, usually when you begin this awakening process, you have one dominant one that's very clearly like the dominant one for you. And of course, everybody's different. There's no right way to be, but his charm in life has been in a lot of ways to be able to know if people like him, if people don't like him, if people wish him harm, if people wish him well, if people have love for him, if people don't. That's an interesting card to come out. And, you know, even here in this card, you can see these waves, right? Coming from his heart center, but also his mind. And this little hands of love here. Because I get the feeling here, there's been a lot of kind of turmoil in this masculine's life overall. But he's also had this other side of him in some way where he's had this charm, this ability to read people, you know, to read energy. I don't think he would have ever really, like I always say, like there's a few masculines that are spiritual, but they're rare. And he just has a lot of layers to him that he rarely kind of uncovers. Okay, I've changed. Will you still like me? I'm going to draw one more card on that. What do you want me to use? Soulmate in reverse. Soulmate in reverse. Fatty. Owl. That's an interesting card. These are interesting cards. Usually I kind of go right through these, but these are interesting cards coming up. I feel like the way that he sees you has really shifted. And that's really causing him to like change the way he sees himself almost. I don't know. They're using this word reverence, which to me it's like a religious term in a lot of ways, but it's also a spiritual term. You know, I saw a quote this morning and it's like, it said, once you awaken, you'll never sleep again. And there's like so many different ways to interpret that. And especially at kind of the beginning of a spiritual awakening, I remember, you know, something everybody kind of goes through, and that you want everyone to awaken to the truth of themselves. And you're like, if everyone was awakened, I mean, there's so many different stages and layers, and this is generalizations, but it's like, if everyone was awakened, we would never have these horrors. Nobody would do this to each other. We would never have war. Right? So it's like, in a way, yeah, you can't go back to sleep. You can't unsee your spiritual awakening, but also it's like part of you feels like it's almost on your shoulders to awaken everyone and to be like, we have to stop all the atrocities, right? There's so many layers, again, to being asleep. And this says, all medicine brings its potent medicine to you now to use its keen vision, insight, and stealth. Tap into it now. For a very long time, I felt the owl with the divine masculine. And they're explaining to me, and I kind of just left it alone. I mean, I'm talking years. That part of why they needed it was because they were going to have to go through so much darkness. Some feel like there could be an owl tattoo or something like that. So we're getting emerald, the color of the heart field, Gaia, new growth and money. Be resilient. You may be facing challenges, exhaustion, or obstacles. Cultivating resiliency, determination, and fortitude will help you achieve your goals. So they are saying the masculines have had to cultivate quite a lot of resiliency. And it's weird. It's like when they're showing me the reticular activating system or whatever, the RAS. So why gold, Spirit? Romantic feelings. I still don't understand. Oh, okay. So the masculines have been, so imagine you're a prospector looking for gold. That means your reticular activating system is like, they're bringing up this again, right? The golden heart healer, the golden healer. It's like his inner self has been a prospector looking for gold, but his outer self really didn't know the difference between like gold and fool's gold. And so there's been a lot of drama in the romantic field for him, because you're not the only one that's been triggered by, you know, they're bringing up like a lot of feminines when they first meet their masculine and they go through like the awakening period and then the honeymoon period where the energy wall is like built up. They'll say after it's done, they'll say, oh, that was a narcissist, right? Because that's what it seems like in the 3D. And that's to get you to wake up to your own internal shame, right? You both have internal shame, and that's what causes these low self-worth, all of the, you know, the narcissist empath paradigm, it's like they're showing me the karmic situation and how he really felt like it was gold, but now he really can see the truth of it. And, you know, when you have a karmic and a divine feminine, it almost makes like a funhouse mirror, right? This isn't the first time they've given me that analogy. It's like you look in one and then you look in the other and there's distortion, right? The Magician. Well, well, so interesting. You know, his potential is not lost on him. You may have really, really felt like it was. Some kind of gate, dam, something is unlocking here. Because I feel like he's been coasting through life for so long, just getting by on this charm, getting by on this whatever, but there's something definitely really new here. Your limited idea about yourself is holding you back. Embrace the qualities you admire in another, and they are already in you. Law of attraction, fairies. You're on his mind. You definitely are causing him to aim higher. Look at, we have Jaguar too. That's beautiful. Violet flame. Perpetual transmutation. I look at your social media. Look at the bottom of the deck is gold. Oh my gosh. I tell you, when they are cute, they are really cute. He has a cute awareness of what's fool's gold and what's gold now. It's a very, very strong message coming through here. And there's just this kind of renewed, I would call it a renewed magician energy, but it really stems from the heart. It's like, it's like rain on a very dry field. His heart field, it's like rain to his heart. Like, it's very beautiful that this awakening in his heart field, it's very powerful. And it may be interesting because I remember going through the period of heart awakenings, and it was like the strongest thing I had ever felt. It was so strong. There's not really even words to equate it with. So much stronger than a mind awakening. That I would just have to go lie down. And it's been quite a while now since that happened for me. I think he's figuring out what's going on here. But that's making facing you even more challenging. I know it doesn't seem like it should be that way. Just get so much interest off these, how similar this moon and this world card are in colors and kind of the whole thing, right? So mirrored. It's kind of like the magician standing there and then you in this way that it's like they both kind of look underwater, but you're also up in the air. And we have this dove here. I don't really understand why envy's here necessarily, except that some of you may be with other people or have been with other people. And you're probably saying, well, he's been with someone else. What does it matter? But it does matter for some reason. I think part of it is, you know, when you have the Eight of Pentacles showing up, that's a level of pretty high self-mastery. Where you're becoming quite self-sufficient in your need for validation. So that's the second card of change. There's been a pretty drastic change here for him. The other one was just like, I've changed so much. Interesting, that word trust coming out. I mean, when is the masculine not going through a lot? So we have two cards of change. My life has changed so much since meeting you. This, I think, is an acknowledgement here to the power of this connection that he's never really felt comfortable maybe saying out loud. For some of you, I have a plan, but you have to trust me. I think mentally you're looking at this just thinking, oh, this will never change. This will never, he's never really going to, it's never going to amount to anything. That's kind of how I feel for the feminine right now. Maybe you're just having faith and going forward in your own life. I'm going through a lot. I'm so scared of change. Been learning a lot about spirituality. I miss you. You're so different than what I'm used to, but I like it. And what if you don't accept me for who I really am? I'm overcoming childhood trauma. I'm trying to trust in divine timing. I want to be with you, and I'm battling addictions. That card comes up a lot, especially in private readings. And I think what it really refers to is kind of anything you use to keep your emotions suppressed is kind of the root of addiction. Is that's how I'm understanding it. But it can't face you right now. My fears keep stopping me. Yeah. He can't face you right now, but he kind of hopes that you want to come to him, or that you two will somehow cross paths again, is what I'm getting here. There's also, like, he's built quite a big structure to do some repair work on his heart field. For some of you, I think this is therapy. Could be spiritual counseling. Some of you, he could be doing plant medicine or some kind of spiritual healing. Or he's processing things through like art therapy or just making art. Some of you, this is just an internal, you know, some of us just internally shift. When we're good at reading energy, it's just an internal shift that keeps kind of bringing us to our like magnetic north. I don't know. I feel you know, I always feel, and I haven't said this for a very long time, that often the masculines are great. Well, that's not entirely true, but in this way, I don't feel like I've said it in a long time. They're good at creating some chaos. That's the card that I saw on this top of this deck and why I picked it up. They're good at creating chaos, you know, when they need attention and drama. I feel like the drama card's going to come out. Why can't I move on from you? I need to figure myself out. It hurts so much. The heat between us intense. I long for your kiss. Why do I feel so lost? Life without you is hopeless, dark, depressing, and I miss your light. I can't make you happy. Will this ever change? Another card of change. Why can't I tell you the truth? I was hurt by you and I don't want to be alone. Will you leave me like the others? I am better with my mind than my heart. These feelings are eating me alive. I wish I could be fully honest with you. I can't let you go. Don't want to be without you, but you deserve better. Interesting cards here. Do I think he's actively trying to figure himself out? I don't know the answer to that question in this reading. I feel like there is some sort of heart awakening. But right now it's kind of making him feel lost. That is this energy that I'm really getting here. Is that he realizes how he was charming and kind of using people. And I think part of that is how he's reflecting on what he did to you. Love call, girl with a snake. Interesting. It's like the freaking karmic card always just comes out on the end. You seem to feel quite alone, but look at healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationships or addiction. And I think this was by looking in that funhouse mirror that I was talking about, looking at how the karmic acts and how you act and what he really aligns with. I know this sounds like a stretch for a lot of masculines, trust me. But he's looking at you. And he's looking at her. And I've said this before. I'll probably say it again. You know, he doesn't love what he sees when he looks at her. And yet there's kind of been this inexplicable draw. But now that's like being recalculated. Like they're showing me a calculator. Like the cost to him with her has been very great. Mostly like at his own expense. Like I'm not sure why they're giving me this whole numbers thing and this kind of dialogue now, but just from a practical standpoint, he may have thought with her he could get away with everything, he could do what he wants. Maybe she cheated on him and he cheated on her, or there were other relationships in the mix. Maybe not. I mean, but what I see is that there's a realization that this thing that he created was not healthy. And it's really because his heart really wasn't healthy. And there's been a lot of learning from just observing how you've reacted, observing how you've done what you've done, you know. Because I think you have really healed a lot of your self-worth issues. There may still be some there. But I think you've been very brave to look at them. You know, I like that this chaser and not enough cards coming up under the Four of Cups. Right in the center. Other side. My ear went weird. Okay. I just feel like whenever I get an ear signal, it's often about someone is speaking to you in a way that you're used to hearing, like from your parents, a real toxic way of being spoken to, but you don't want to hear it anymore. You're like protecting yourself. These cards do suggest that after this period of time, there may be him reaching out in some way. And I think he knows intuitively or outright that you hold this key to his healing. You know, I think sometimes the masculines will use like the karmic as an excuse to speak to the feminines, and that's never a good idea. He may like ask you about healing or ask you something in that realm. But it does look like after a period of introspection and silence and heart awakening that he does have some messages here that he'd like to say. I see holding on to this satchel here. Maybe a gift, maybe flowers. There's a letter in this particular card that always seems to come up. Anything else? There's a real emphasis here on different but the same. And for some of you, that may be very hard to face, embrace. Some of your masculines have done things they're not very proud of at this moment. That may be hard for you to accept, and that may be hard for them to accept. You know, if you can forgive yourself, this will go a long ways. If you can work on self-forgiveness. Best friends, true friends stick together no matter what. Exercise. That's another like a dance card. And then definitely yes, the answer to your question is a strong yes. We have another wish card on the bottom of the deck. Make a wish, expect the very best. I feel really tired as I'm reading the masculine's energy. I have been tired this whole weekend. Outside. So we had really, really strong sun flares. And I kind of felt better yesterday. But right now I'm feeling very, very tired again. Be strong, Sekhmet. You're stronger than you think you are. Your strength assures a happy outcome. Nematona, sacred space. I also saw a quote this morning. You're your own sacred space. Create an altar or a power place to connect with the divine. I really strongly feel like I talked about this in the earlier part of the reading that's the heart for them. And then Vesta, home, your household situation is improving either through a move or healthy change in its occupants. And then Athena, look, the owl. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. And always remember, you know, your healing is mirrored in them. So if you begin overcoming fears, trusting your inner wisdom, acting on it, cultivating strength and courage, this will be mirrored to you. All right, you have what do you need to release? Waxing moon. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. You're very close to achieving your goals. Gibbous moon. Bottom of the deck is conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So very interesting energies here. See if they want any other cards here. I think we're gonna get these. I have a bunch of different decks like this that are oracles, and they all kind of, I don't know, they're all kind of general. Risk, interesting. So kind of the full energy, belonging. House of Night, understanding. Fragment. Bottom of the deck is conclusion. And then we got conclusions are within reach. 31, 41, 43, 12. Belonging, House of the Night. I feel like that's integrating the shadow side here for them. And look at that moon. Very interesting energy. So let's get advice. I feel like maybe there's still some leftover things from the winter time. I knew it was going to be that card. That maybe you're still holding on to. Maybe you've taken a lot longer to let go of than you thought. Opal Joy, Ancient Wisdom Crystal, Master Teacher, Ancient Wisdom, Clear Quartz, Purification, and bottom of the deck we have Soul Sight for peace, which I feel like comes out all the time. Cultivating joy for you will be beneficial. Yeah, he's learning really powerful lessons here. Clear Quartz is my favorite crystal. It's just so powerful. If you want to purify your energy. We have Rose Pink Dragon, White Gold Dragon, Pure White Dragon, Lilac Flame on the bottom of the deck. So we have prepares your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. Open your heart to warm-hearted love and diamond light. Connect with the love of the universe. Here we have White Gold Dragon from Lyra. Connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your causal chakra. Bathe in 9th dimensional Christ light. Pure White Dragon from Orion. Transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know. Act with truth and honesty. Let the wings of light grow and expand. And then we have transmutes to the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. Where is my Ascended Masters? Oh, they're right here. So use these energies or the crystals themselves, or call in the dragons or Ascended Masters to help you with these frequencies. If there's something that really resonates with you. You have Holy Spirit. He has Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. I feel like Jesus energy here. Lord Ganesh and Lord Shiva. Okay, transcendence. So another transcending energy. I feel that snake energy. You have expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. And then love and peace again. So if you're called to make peace, this may be a good time to do it. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible. And open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Transmutes to the power of divine love. Purity of heart brings peace to hope and joy. I already read that one. Okay, we're going to get a few of these. Oh, That's why I was supposed to read this one. Rise up and honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. And a couple messages from your masculine. Look deep within your heart. You will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared. Those you love. Another part of transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Embrace forgiveness, romance, manifesting miracles, and acceptance. So very strong messages of forgiveness, transformation, and self-love and healing. I hope this has helped you understand what's going on, and I send you lots of love. Bye for now.